Uh, Here we will start counting the statements. Let's start with the very first statement. Now we will start how many times we will ask ourselves how many times this statement number 1 is going to be executed. Uh, the answer is n times, because this statement is a loop actually, and it depends on the number of times this loop is going to be executed, and the loop is going to be executed n times. So this statement number 1 is also going to be executed n times. N here mention the size of the list or number of laptops inside the list. If the size of list is 100, it means that statement number 1 is going to be executed 100 times. So the statement number 1 is going to be executed 100 times. Now, because this is a loop, and normally for these loops in terms of a symbol of summation, sum of symbol, we used to refer loops by using this symbol of summation, and we refer the start of the loop in the bottom of this symbol. I, the value of I is equal to 1, and after that this loop will be executed n times, and on above of this symbol we refer or mention the ending of this loop. So loops in analysis most of the time referred as this symbol of summation or sum of symbol is used for referring the loops inside the algorithms. Now after that we will try to ask ourselves what we have inside this loop, or how many statements we have inside this loop. We have this statement number 2 inside the loop. Let's call it statement 1. This is a statement number 1 which is available inside the loop, and we can simply write one statement inside the loop. Okay, we know that this statement number 2 will also be executed n times because the loop is going to be executed n times. That is why this statement will also be executed n times. So we are simply counting here, and we will refer one statement inside the loop. Now let's move forward and move on statement number 3. Statement number 3 is a loop. This loop is a kind of inner loop which is written inside the body of the upper loop. This is a kind of the inner loop, and if we just observe the condition of this loop, it has the same condition starting from 1 up till the n. Okay, now we will ask ourselves how many times this loop will be executed, how many times this loop is going to be executed. Uh, we can answer n times, but it is not actually going to be executed n times. We are not sure how many times it is going to be executed because of this break statement. Now, if you just observe the break statement of line number 6, it means that there is a possibility that this loop is going to be executed less than n times. It is not going to be executed like exactly n time like the upper loop, but there is a possibility that this loop is going to be executed less than n times is a possibility because of the break statement we have inside this loop. Now, what should be the number here? What should be the value here? This is a question which we like to ask ourselves, and we also use n term here, and we will also use the same term which we have used with the first loop, and we are going to say that this loop is also going to be executed n times. Uh, the reason behind this analysis, or the type of the analysis it is mostly referred as, is a worst case analysis. Now, what is the worst case analysis? Worst case analysis means that we are completely ignoring the statement number 6. we are just thinking that this statement is never going to be executed. Though this statement number 6 is completely ignored. Only then we can imagine that this loop is also going to be executed n times. Otherwise, we cannot imagine that this loop is going to be executed n times, because we observe that there are possibilities that this loop is going to be executed less than n times. But for our analysis, we are going to assume that this is also going to be executed n times. And this type of analysis is known as worst case analysis. It means that at the worst case or at the maximum situation, it is going to be executed, or its executions are equal to n. So if we replace, or if we say that the loop at statement number 3 is also going to be executed n times, it means that we are ignoring the break statement, and this type of exempting the break statement or considering that it is also going to be executed n time, this type of analysis is normally referred as worst case analysis. So let's perform our analysis little forward, and I'm going to change the color here, and going to use the plus symbol here, and inside the plus symbol I am again using a summation symbol, and here in this summation symbol we have a j variable, and its starting value is equal to 1, and again its ending value is equal to n. So whenever you find a loop inside your algorithm, you simply replace this loop with this summation symbol. And this summation symbol is actually referring towards the loop inside your algorithm. Now, how many statements we have inside this loop? We again start to execute or count these statements. We have actually, if we also count these conditions as a statement, this is statement number 1. And after that, this is a statement number 2, another condition, and statement number 3. This is another condition, and this is a statement number 4. And this is a statement number 5. We can say that we have total 5 statements inside this loop, inner loop, and we can use number 5 here with this summation symbol. Okay, this 5 means that this is a loop, inner loop, and this inner loop consists of 5 statements inside its body, or it has 5 statements inside it. We can move our analysis forward and again use the plus symbol, and now consider the statement number 7 and 8. Now these statements 7 and 8 are not part of the inner loop. It is part of the upper loop, which is written in the statement number 1. Now we can count these statements as a part of the upper loop, and we can consider this statement as statement 1 and statement 2. This is a conditional statement. It only have one condition. That is why we have counted it as 1, and statement written at line number 8. Now it is another statement, and we can simply count them 2. Okay, so this is kind of the analysis activity little bit performed here, and you can observe that we have just referred this activity by using this mathematical notation. Now, if you simply observe this mathematical notation, it tells us there is an upper loop which will be executed n times, and inside this upper loop, inside the parentheses of this upper loop, we have a statement 1, and after that we also have a loop. Okay, and then we have 2 statements. Okay, this is what is known as counting the executions of the statements. Now let's complete this analysis activity little bit quickly. and you can find this mathematics in the next slide. We know that the outer loop will be executed n times, and for each iteration of the upper loop, inner loop runs n times in the worst case. Now you can observe that I have used the terminology of worst case here. Only the worst case replaces this term with n. Otherwise, there is a possibility that this term is going to be replaced with less than n figure. Because we have assumed the worst case analysis, it means that we have ignored the break statement and we have assumed that this inner loop will also be executed n times. So this whole situation can be written by this expression, which is explained previously in the slide. And now you can find this expression here. You just try to understand this expression. Let's start with this term. It means that time of the algorithm, T means that time of the algorithm on input size n. Okay, time of the algorithm on input size n and is equal to, first we have a loop, okay, which will be executed 1 to n, and inside this loop we have statement number 1, it is statement of number 2, this one, and after that again we have a loop uh, which will have a starting condition of 1 and ending condition of n, and it has 5 statements inside it. I have already discussed how this number 5 is actually counted. And then we have two statements, these two statements which are actually part of the upper loop. So we convert an algorithm by using this mathematical expression, and then we try to solve this mathematical expression in the later part. But again, I'm going to explain this mathematical expression. It means that time of the algorithm on input size n, and after that we have mentioned the loop by using the summation symbol. Inside this loop we have actually three statements, one this one, and two these statements, three statements, and another loop which is written inside this loop, and it has a starting condition of 1 to n. Now